Blessed assurance, my Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine is there of salvation, is the purchase of God. He was born of the Spirit and washed in His blood. This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song. I'm praising my Savior all the day long.
My grandmother was the one person that has taught me as a woman, as a person, every single thing I know. The God that is in me, she put it there. The strength, the power, the belief, all of that is by my grandmother. So when my mom left us, she left and went to America like most families in that time. And if they were lucky enough to have a grandmother or aunts to take over and uncles, as we were in this house, we were led by our matriarch, Grandma Bailey. And she raised us. After raising her own 13 children, she took on 4 rambunctious grandchildren, which was myself, Trisha, Shelly, and my little brother Junior. And she raised us, and we wasn't easy. We give her a pure headache in this house. We run, oh my goodness. So many stories we sit and laugh about mommy that we couldn't trick her. We couldn't pull nothing over she eye. We couldn't even try to run up in a tree because she will find us and there will be stone coming up in that tree. If we go under the house, she finding us. And every way, which way. But she always kept us. She kept us in church. We were in the Seventh-day Adventist church. And everybody on this street here, we were all a community, a village. It takes a village. So I am blessed to be here on this vacation, to be here for her 90th birthday, to spend it with her this morning, lotion her on her body and sing. We eat breakfast, and that is all that counts. So I am blessed to be here right now. I'm happy to sit and talk of this wonderful woman. If you're blessed to ever have a grandmother, please find her, give her a hug, give her a kiss, tell her you love her. Anything that you can just bring all that energy back and give it to her, what was given to you as a child. They need it now. They need that love. They need that encouragement. They need that smile. So do that. Go find your grandmother. Go find your grandfather somewhere and return that love 100 folds over. And that's the blessing we're getting right now. So, I love you, Ma. And we dancing tonight. We throwing that walk on the side and we dancing tonight. Amen. Yes.
The matriarch of the family, she was our root growing up. She always tried to instill to us the correct things to do. As a young guy growing up, I didn't understand until I get older now, but when you go out, make sure you come home first before you go back. I didn't understand that till I become a parent. She just wanted you to come back to the house to know you're okay. Because at times I used to go to school and then come right here and play football, basketball, everything, and go home late and get licks. And I always wanted to know I was doing the right thing and why am I getting licks. It wasn't about the licks, it's about following instructions and being respectful to ease her mind. Because if I didn't come home at a certain time, she used to be walking the streets looking for me. But as a matriarch, she devoted herself to her kids, right? And it wasn't about her life, all about her kids, her grandkids, and her great-grands, which is rare that we see now in this world. That even for myself, we focus on ourselves, and for her, it was never about herself. It was always about others, even the people in the village. So my love and devotion to that lady is it's like words that I can't even explain. it's just to see her and be like, wow, amazing woman, amazing matriarch, and the root of all of us.
I just want everybody to know the love that she had given us through the years. It's pure, it's genuine. Mommy, I love you. I know everything that you have instilled in me is to make me the woman that I am today. I just want you to know that every week and day that goes by, I think about all the beautiful moments we have over the years. You know, you are really the rock of this family. And I just want you to know that I love you. I can't wait to see you over the holidays once it's over. And that I just hope that you continue to shine that light that you have shined in each and every one of your kids, your grandkids, your great-grand. I love you and wishing you all the best in life. Mwah.
Part of my cooking came from my grandma, Rita Maurice. Growing up in Trinidad as a little girl, we were just talking about how inspirational she was to me in who I am today, because a lot of the tools of being a woman came from her. Growing up, I remember her always saying that as a young woman, education and being independent of who you are was all that mattered, and that always be mindful to know that we are all equal no matter who we are or where we go. That don't ever feel like you're less than. Okay, don't be in a situation where anybody makes you feel that you're less than who you are, because we are all equal, and never make someone else feel that way. So, who I am is that woman, and I am so grateful for her, because we were just talking, Peggy and I, about, think about the generation that she came from. She came from a generation that was right after slavery. She was still educated, but her generation were housewives and mothers. She had 11 children. I'm the first out of the Bailey grandchildren, the first granddaughter. I am number one. So, and she raised us. She raised her 10 children along with 4 of her grandchildren, Beverly, Junior, Shelly, and myself as the older one. And it was always that you're the older one, make sure you look out. And our family dynamics has been that, because my grandfather had 3 other kids before the 10 with my grandmom, and they were also told to make sure and look after their younger brothers and sisters. So no matter what, Mommy always taught us just to forgive, know who God is. He's the center of who we are, and He will always be first. And if we choose that way, Christianity was always a big thing in our home, but it was focused on knowing who God is, not who the church was. Because we were, even though she grew us up Adventist, we got baptized Adventist, we were still able to go to other churches and other denominations, not forced into one. So that played a huge part in our spirituality, because it's not about the church that I learned from Mommy, it was who God is. I remember at 12 sitting common entrance, and it was always Beverly and I, and everybody was like, oh, Beverly's gonna pass. Beverly's gonna pass, and you're not so bright. And Mommy, I remember Mommy, and this stayed with me. A lot of things, you know, that happens in my life, she pops in. And that was the first experiencing of me experiencing God answering prayers, because she said, the 23rd time you want to pass, you pray and you ask God. You get up 6 o'clock every morning for 3 days and you pray and you ask God. The 23rd Psalms. And I did that, and I came and me and Beverly passed for junior set. And I was like, well, I'm not that stupid, and God answers. So a lot of just Mommy's grace that she's passed down to her grandchildren, our spirituality, who we are as people. I am so lucky that she raised me. I'm so grateful because she passed on so much knowledge of good and evil, and to know that there was bad in this world, but stay focused on what is good and who God is. And she always said, I know bad, but because I have children, I will always do good, and I have grandchildren, I will always do good, because guess what? I don't want any wrong that I did to fall on my grandchildren or on my children, or curse them with any curse. To always do good. And in moments where there's bad times in my life, like I said, her prayers will pop in, her words, and little things, little tools, little trinkets of blessings, of knowing when to recognize is evil and when to recognize is good. That in her own way, she molded in us.
Hi, my name is Nalani. What I love about Grandma is she's nice, she's kind, she's funny, she's smart, and she's loving and she's caring, and that's what I love about Grandma.
Hi, my name is Malia Giselle Goodson. I love about my grandma. She is caring. I love to spend time with her. Anytime I get the chance to, she's a very responsible person, and I'm sending love out to you. Mwah.
I know Miss Bailey like from a little boy growing up. Since I come teaching 2005 around there, and Miss Bailey come like, you can say my grandmother from small growing up. I never disrespect. She always call me, talk to me, and up until now, me and she still good. I could go anytime, call she, like with she. She's a loving person. That is one of the persons on the street that I highly respect. I don't pass straight. Must check she, must call she. That is one of the best old people you could ever meet. The best, like one of the best senior citizens you could ever meet. You know? And I wish she more life. She had 2 years to go again, and I always tell she had to make she 100. So I wish she more life, and even beyond she 100.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. What I want to say is that, they're so nice. I always hear with their mom, and my mom, which is Fira Kwame, well, she passed, mommy and Miss Bailey always a close, a relationship. And I always hear with her as my mom, my second mom.
I'm the last, well, all the love, she said she's a spoiled child. We are very close. Throughout all the years, I've been living with her, right through thick and thin. And she's a very special lady. Thanks to the Lord to keep her for next year. Hope she make the next 2 years, she make the 100. Everyone is looking forward for her 100 years. And she deserves it because she's the woman that look out for everybody in the family, from the grandchildren, straight up. She sacrificed all her life for her children. And it's a blessing. She raised us in the right way in terms of discipline, tolerance, learning to love, to share, to live good with everybody. So far, well, I could boast for me, I haven't been into trouble through my mom. I've never fight in my life. I've lived a good life with everybody, friendly with everybody. Through her way, teaching us how to be love and to show love, to share. So I want to give she full thanks, full blessing. This is especially for the family. Every year we celebrate for the past 10 years, and we want to continue straight through. May God bless her. May I see many, many more years. And to the family, everyone, love you all. Take care.
Words cannot express the joy and the love I have for my mother. I just try to express how I feel towards her. When I think about the things Mommy do, from small, bringing me up, going to the Adventist church with her, teaching us all the good ways, protecting us, guiding us, seeing about us, all my brothers and sisters sacrificing for us, and still alive today doing it at 98. I give all my blessing and all my love with no regrets to my mother. Love my brothers and sisters. God bless.
She's a very good, loving mother. She helped each and every one of us with our kids. We could always leave our kids with her. She bring them up. She trained them up. I think because I was the eldest in the house, I took care of all my brothers and sisters. And both parents rely on me. I build the foundation for the whole family in the house. And this day, they still look up to me. And I'm proud of my mother because she is one of those mothers who instill in each and every one of us our education is important. Don't sit back and rely on anybody. Always be independent. Don't be dependent on anybody. You have any problem, family, we all got to stick together as brothers and sisters, no matter what. We always have a bond. We must always stay together. And I'm so proud of her and all her grandkids and everybody, even the neighbors, whoever she touch, they all open up to her. She is, I have no more words to say for her, but that's my mother.
She had me spoiled. My father, them, and them, love all of them. And yeah, but when I celebrating for my brother and sister too, because them couldn't make it, unfortunately. But I hear, so I's a big one. I come to support my grandmother for she 98th birthday today. And all that is I love she very much too.
Miss Bailey, as we know her, I knew her growing up in the village from baby, and the family has always been close. Miss Bailey has always been a pillar in the community, and more so, an awesome friend to my mom. The time when my mom was sick, when mommy got sick, the only person that was really attached to her, they were like attached to the hip, was Miss Bailey. She was there. She would sleep with mom on the bed. She would communicate with her in ways that most people probably wouldn't understand because my mom couldn't speak. And the love that we have for Miss Bailey extended beyond when mom took her last breath at the hospital and she was there with us. So in essence, mommy passed us on to her and she has become our mother. So we have a special love for Miss Bailey, our mom, Myrtle as most people would call her. We have a special love and a special bond. So from my family to Miss Bailey, our mother, we love you. And I know mommy is smiling down from heaven because you know what? You did it. You are 98 today. We celebrate you. And may God bless you, continue to keep you, and we love you. Thank you.
As a kid, she always used to tell us when it's summertime, you always sitting home and not learning to do something. If it's crochet, learn to make flowers, learn to do something, but you're not going to sit down and don't know nothing. So, one of my skills is doing this, and that's for my mom. Okay? And my mom means everything to me. She's the dearest, sweetest person you would ever like to know, and I love her from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait until she hit the century. She was there for me in starting up and sacrificing herself to take care of my kids so I can go to America and build a future for them.
I believe that my mother is one of the unique women on the planet. I always emphasize the fact that 10 of us, she grew up under circumstances sometimes that was very tough. She was always caring, loving. She edified us in different areas in our lives. She taught us to be contented with what we have. She taught us to value ourselves. She taught us morals, spiritual lessons on how to grow up. Most of all, she taught us how to be kind to each other.
I recall every August holidays looking forward to going to spend that week or 2 weeks with my grandmother. I recall wanted to, even though things may not have been perfect, to be down there. My grandmother was the most loving, caring person. She did all that she could have done to make myself, and at that time it was my little brother Andrew, comfortable and make us feel. Most important, a trick that she has with all her grandchildren. She also was a person at the end of the day used to put on me, oil up. Something that I look forward to, and during the Christmas period, look forward to participating in a black cake.
Just keeping it short and sweet, congratulations on becoming 98 years old. That's a huge feat. That's monumental in every sense of the word. Look forward for you to get into the 100 mark. You still have 2 years for us. You're going strong. I could see you're going strong. I could see you still have jokes. I could see you still giving trouble when you're ready. And you have that sense of humor still. I just wanted to say that I love you. The family loves you. And we look forward to having you around for many more years.
You could never ask for a better mom than Mommy. She's a hard-working woman. She raised 10 kids mostly by herself. And anyone knows that is not an easy job. She stressed on us to hard work, dedication, and all 10 of us, her motto was one for all for one. She made sure that we partake in all types of sport, and she was a firm believer in prayers. She's like, anytime you have problems, you get on your knees and pray.
I grew up under my mother, and brothers and sisters, I could tell you. It wasn't one or two, it was more than one and two, everybody from the top to the bottom now. After a while, just like Mommy make sure she see everybody grow up, get the better part as way to really, help themselves. God bless her more. The only thing I could tell you from me is the love my mother have and she's still living, that I really, the guidance I see she showed towards everybody and the love. I want to be there until she gone, and then I could think of myself towards life, in a free way, towards myself. I can't say nothing more. That feeling.
She's the one who teach us the way, give us the choice to know God, how to love God. Proud to be, again, American. Always hear about the Americans, never really know the history. But God moved in His own way, mysterious way, that hearing about the Papalesian, the different family from Indian walk is a privilege and is a blessing that from that offspring and a child of my mother who gave us choices to choose whatever denomination we wanted to choose,
I'm the first one of her 10 kids that choose to be spiritual Baptists. So I'm proud to be that, a spiritual Baptist, because knowing my heritage and where she came from, I'm glad to know that I'm the one without knowing my history and where I came from. I'm glad to know I fall under that branch from the great Papanesia and the American bloodline.
From growing up, Mommy was a strict mother. She made sure that her children had everything that they need. The needs, whatever that they need as far as going to school and stuff like that. Educating us, disciplining us. She was a disciplinarian, but the strength and what she instilled in us as children growing up, you understand? When you're young, it's certain things that you don't know and you don't understand until you get grown and have your own children. And then you realize the sacrifice that your mother was making for you. And the things that she was doing when you were growing up is for your best interest. It's for your best interest because she's molding you. She's building you a foundation for your life and how you are going to live your life. And through that, even though I give her a time of her life, in the end, when I became an adult and I had my own kids, I realized what she was doing, the sacrifice she was making. And even as she sang that song, Mommy, when you were singing for your birthday, Blessed Assurance, and I was realizing, I said to myself, I say, you know, as children, we do not know what our parents are going through. I say, and it's only now you realize that when Mommy was singing these songs, when she was working and doing all that she was doing, that's where she was drawing her strength from. Her strength came from the Lord. He is the one that helped her and gave her the strength to do what she had to do by herself. To raising 10 children, I couldn't even deal with my 2. So with raising 10 children and all that she did and that she gave up for us, and it seems like, you know, sometimes when you're growing up with each other and playing and doing what you have to do, but when it comes full circle, I am so thankful that she has been so blessed to reap what she sowed.
I grew up here in Indian Walk for the past 77 years. I grew up here with my grandmother, my mother's mother, right? All the days of my life. From day 1 to 77 years, right? I'm the first of 11 children, right? I was the first grand. So my grandmother took me, you understand? And all the next 10 grew in Point Fountain with their mother. I did not go with my mother. I used to go sometimes to visit her on vacation. But here what she used to do, she will dress me and we'll go down there, spend the day and back home. She never left me to spend it with my other sisters and brothers. Back home with her, right? Here what used to happen, my stepfather will hire a car and bring them from Point to spend the August vacation with me. Right? And after the vacation end, he will come and take them and carry them back down there. You understand? So I get to know them. Every time it's vacation, they will come and visit me, spend the vacation with me, and then go back down. She used to come and visit me regularly, right? And when she come, she used to buy little gifts and things and bring for me. She used to tell me, don't worry, right? She say, anytime I ask my mother to take you down, she didn't used to send me. She didn't just send me. That is why you didn't come down there with the others. You understand? But I didn't get accustomed to my mother, so I didn't miss nobody. You understand? I accustomed to my grandmother, my grandfather, and I. My grandmother used to show me all the love she used to show me. She said, don't worry, man, don't study the others. It's you alone, so you will get everything. Yes, and I take that. I was happy in my own way because that is why I accustomed to. She didn't left me with no stranger. She left me with her mother, right? So I was happy. Yes, I didn't miss nothing.
So I had fond memories of my granny. Like when we were small, right? When she come to visit, she would always carry us. She would say, it was 5 of us. She would say, come, come, come. Let me give all you a bathe. Let me give all you a good scrub. So she would line us up, each and every one of us, and she would carry us outside and give us a fun bath in the drain outside. And she would say, nice, look how they look nice now. And she always used to, come bring us snacks when she come to visit. So we anticipating that snacks and stuff. She was a very loving person. That's one thing. Never had anything bad to say. She would always treat us nice with love. She loved to sing, so she'll always sing to us. Right? She'll always sing, and she'll say, Granny, you like to sing? Well, we'll say, Ma. She said, Ma, you like to sing? Yes, yes. Even when, we go points to visit her at her home, and we go for holidays, she would say, when we want to play our type of music to dance and stuff, she would say, hey, let me tell you something. Today is my Sabbath, The Holy Spirit had to pass through this house. Take that music off, She was very nice and loving. Very fun memories of my granny. Yes, she was very firm. Even when we start looking for little fellas and guys and things, and they would come over and they would sit down with us and chatting in the gallery, she calling us so nice, you'll never know she want to buff your quarrel with you. She calling, Amennn, Giselle, come here. And she calling you nice inside. When you go inside, she say, let me tell you something. All these young ladies, learn to carry about all yourself in the right way. Look at the time. Let that young fella go home. And we start laughing. So we coming outside and you're like, what to say to tell these guys to go, boy? Because she now tell us to let these guys go home. So we'll come outside and you say, we have to go in now. We have to go in now. And she'll say, right. That is how young ladies must care about themselves. So it's always nice and have nice memories of our granny.
I didn't grow up with grandmother because I lived here with her mother and my mother. 5th Company Village, Indian Walk, Muruga Road, right? While she lived in Point 14. But she would come to visit us. I always remember her being a very kind, loving, and I've never seen her angry. She always have something good to tell you. And she always supported you, And when she come, she would bring whatever she could bring for us. I remember, what I remember most of all is her bakes. I love her bake. It used to taste so good. In fact, anything she cooked used to taste really good, right? So so we had fun memories of her, singing with her, and when she comes, she would walk around and look for all the family members. She liked to do that, to go and check this one and check the other one in the village and stuff, So that was kind of like my experience with grandmother. Sometimes we would go down Point too, and she would treat us well. So.
Thank God that I'm alive, and all my children grew big and grandchildren grew big, and they are loving children and loving grandchildren, and they living in America, and every time they carry me up on a little holiday, so I just feel very nice up there with them, and they carry me different places to see the different villages. Not up there you have villages. No. They have tongue, the little tongue. Yes. And carry me to see the different tongues and things. So I just be very happy with them. And I go with one of my daughter down here with me. I wasn't too well, so she came down here. And she's still here, and when she's going back, she carry me back to spend time with her.
I want to be like you. What? Not all my grandchildren, yeah, right. But I pick a special song to you.
Blessed assurance, my Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine is there of salvation, is the purchase of God. He was born of the Spirit and